Imagine your Python code looks like this. You click save and it becomes nice and clean like this. Also, you can see small warnings to improve it even further. And in no time, your code becomes from a small, unreadable chaos with lots of issues to a nice and clean formatted code that is standardized as you want. Simply amazing. This is all thanks to the linter and formatter. Simple tools that are used by millions of developers. Here we'll take a look at Ruff, the best option for Python that combines linting and formatting into a single tool that basically replaces flake8, isort, black and many more. And on top of that, it is 10 to 100 times faster. So let's see how we can use it. First, we need to install it. You can use your standard way of installing Python modules. I'll use UV since it's the fastest and easiest to use. It's actually developed by the same company that built Ruff. If you want to know more about UV, click the link in the description. Now let's see how we can use the linter. We just need to run Ruff check and that's it. There are some options if you want to use the linter for all files or a specific one. The first command here will only show us the issues, and the last one will actually fix the ones that are fixable. For the formatter, we need to run Ruff format. There are similar options here. In the first two, we'll format the code, and the last one will just display the change without actually implementing it. We can also set the rules for how we want the linter and formatter to behave. Stuff like choosing the line length, the indent type, for example, if you want to use tabs or spaces, the quote style, like should it use single or double quotes, etc. All of this can be defined in the standard PyProject toml file or a specialized Ruff toml file. Now let's go over some examples and see the linter and formatter in action. So here we have the file that I actually showed in the beginning, and we can see how it actually is pretty messy. We have like nested dictionary that is pretty hard to understand what is what. We have unused imports, we have everything put like squished together, no spacing, some weird spacing here, and yeah, in general it's pretty hard to read. So let's fix it. First, let's install Ruff. So we'll go use UV add Ruff. We can see that it's installed, and we can immediately go with run the first command for the linter. UV run Ruff check, and we have the list of all the issues. We actually have 3 errors, out of which 3 are fixable. So let's go over them just to see what Ruff gives us. So we have multiple imports on one line, and this is imported but unused. So actually if we run like fix, they will be removed automatically. And the last one is the undefined name on line 9. And this is actually a misspelled. It should be main. Now it's something else, so we need to fix it manually. And that's it for the linter. And to check the formatter, we need to run UV Ruff format, and we can immediately see how nicer this looks like. We have now the dictionary is pretty easy to understand. We have spacing now like in between the function and the next section, and we have unified quotes, like double quotes everywhere. And yeah, in general it's really nice to read, like from this to this, it's so much nicer. And if we want to check how many files would be formatted, so like this will say like this one file would be reformatted, but this will be nice if we have like, for example, big change in a bigger project, like maybe you change like 20 files and you want to see how many will be reformatted. This one might be useful. So for me, how I actually use this is I don't use these commands directly. I use a VS Code extension that will refactor this automatically on save and will show the linting issues directly in the editor. So you can see the yellow and red squiggly line. So if we hover over the issue, that means that there is some issue there. We'll see that Ruff tells us that there are multiple imports on one line, definition of the rule. If we click this, we'll be redirected to the actual documentation of Ruff. And in VS Code, I've set some settings. I've set this format on save and to use Ruff as a default format. Here I save, and it automatically formats the code. And here in the PyProject toml file, we can set the rules as I showed like previously. So we have like the generic rules, we have the rules for the linter, and we have the rules for the formatter all in one place. Okay, that's it.